Hello, my name is Sheila, and today we are going to do a 30-minute core class where we're going to focus on strengthening the core and the lower back, and also I'll include a little bit of stretching and some relaxation exercises as well. All you will need is a mat and a towel or a blanket, and just remember to work at your own pace, do as much or little of each exercise as you like, and have fun. All right, so we're going to start just sitting in a comfortable position, and we will take just a few moments to do a quick inventory of our body. So we want to check in with our posture first and just sit up as tall as you can comfortably and begin to notice your breathing. We'll roll the shoulders a few times as we do this. And bring the shoulders down away from the ears and just try to keep the tension out of the shoulders. We'll keep plenty of space between the shoulders and the ears, and we'll also try to keep the face relaxed as we work through the different exercises. The first exercise we're going to do is just to simply draw the belly button in toward the spine. So that's going to help activate the core and the muscles around the midsection. And also you can maintain awareness of the core throughout each exercise moving forward. So as you breathe in, just kind of notice your body expanding as you inhale. And then as you exhale, that's when you'll gently bring the navel in toward the spine. So I want you to do this with about 20% effort. Go ahead and continue to breathe in and expand, exhale, and engage the core. So in other words, I never want you to feel like you're forcing or straining any of the exercises. We'll just do that a couple more times, breathing in and exhale. Nice tall spine, strong core. So keep that belly drawn in with the hands resting on the knees. And we'll take the body around in a nice circle just a few times to continue warming up a little bit. And then we'll reverse the direction of the circle. All right, and then we'll come back to center. All right, so the next thing we're going to do is stretch the legs out in front, keep a slight bend in the knees, and we're going to take the towel or blanket between the knees, and you can rest the fingertips on the floor for support to get started. Keep the shoulders down away from the ears, and all I want you to do is pull that navel in and squeeze the towel or blanket between your legs, and just give it a squeeze. We'll hold for a count of 4. Keep breathing. 3, 2, 1, and release. So it's important, we'll do that 3 more times. Just give it a squeeze, to not hold your breath as we do these exercises, but continue breathing as you squeeze and release. So again, we're working the legs, but also with the power or emphasis in the core. Squeeze again and hold. 3, 2, 1, relax. Let's just do it one more time, just kind of getting things warmed up. Fingertips resting on the floor for now. Squeeze and relax. Good. Bring the towel down, the blanket to the side, and I'm going to keep the fingertips on the floor for now. As we get warmed up, if you feel like you need a little more intensity or a little more work, you can bring the hands off the floor. But if you start to feel your lower back at any time or anything compromised, you want to always make sure you either take a break or keep the support engaged like this. So next thing we're going to do is just raise or alternate raising one foot off the floor at a time. So again, we're using the core here, keeping the belly drawn in, keeping the shoulders down. We're just going to do this a few more times, and these are just some good exercises to kind of get things warmed up. You don't have to bring the foot far away from the floor to work this at all. In fact, I often find that the more slowly we do these exercises, and even the smaller ranges of motion can be much more effective. We'll do one more time on each side. Continue to breathe. And good, take a little break. All right, I'm just going to take the knees from side to side. Quick little stretch here. And then we're going to come back to that first exercise we did with the towel or blanket between the knees. This time we do it. If you want to try to bring the fingertips or hands off the floor, you can. Remember, if you start to feel your lower back though, take a little break. We'll do it about 5 times, just like we did before. Hands can come off the floor, give it a squeeze. Pull that belly button in toward the spine. Keep that back really long and relax. Do it again. Breathe in and breathe out. Hold for 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Starting to feel things warm up. Let's do it again. Big squeeze and hold. Exhale. 3, 2, 1. Relax. We'll just do 2 more. Take a breath in. Exhale. 3, 2, 1. Nice. Last time. Remember, you can put the hands down if you need to. Big squeeze. Hold and breathe. And relax. Excellent job. All right. Put that towel down. Let's go through one more round of alternating those feet off the floor. And if you want to add arms, arms are always an option. As mentioned before, we'll add the opposite arm with that little leg raise. Okay. And if this is more than you need, just keep the fingertips on the floor for support. All right. Keep that spine nice and long. Keep the chest open. Keep breathing. Keep that belly button pulled in so we're activating the core. If you start to feel something else like your hip flexors or your lower back, take a little break. I'm just going to do a couple more on each side. So using one arm and one leg like this, opposite sides, is a great brain exercise as well. Activating both sides of the brain, always a good thing. And take a little break. I'm going to come back to that more comfortable seated position. And let's just come into a little stretch for the spine, round the back, and then press the chest forward. We'll do that a couple more times. And just check in with how the body is responding to those first few exercises. We'll come back and just take a little deeper breath in. Sit up nice and tall. Exhale those shoulders down away from the ears. And we're getting ready to come into tabletop position for our next little set of exercises. I like to use a blanket under my knees for a cushion. So you can do that if you like. In tabletop position, we have the knees under the hips and the hands right under the shoulders. Okay, we spread the fingers out. We look between the hands and make sure we don't jut the chin forward because we want to keep the neck in line with the rest of the spine. There's a slight bend in the elbows here. We never want to lock the joints. And we're going to go ahead and stretch the left leg back to begin. Tuck those toes under. You can keep that foot flexed and just raise the leg. So that leg's in line with the rest of the body. The hips stay level. And we're going to keep that navel drawn in as we add just a tiny little lift here. And continue to breathe. It's a good balance exercise, building stability, increasing balance. Okay, so we'll keep going, maybe 3 or 4 more here, and then we're going to hold that leg, keep it level, and just take one more breath in and out here. Hold it for as long as you can, and bring that knee back to the mat when you're done. We'll go ahead and try that on the other side. Right leg extends back, flex the foot, raise the leg up. Okay, and we'll just do a little lift and lower here. Really important to keep your attention at the core, at the belly button, just below and above the belly button, all the way around to the lower back. We'll go 3, 2, 1, then we're going to hold it still as long as you can. Keep breathing. Perfect. And when you're ready, bring that knee back down to the mat. All right, so we'll take a short break here. Just sink the hips back and reach the fingertips toward the front of the mat as far as you want. Nice stretch. We're going to move into a variation of plank. I think that plank is one of the most powerful exercises you can do for your core. It's good for the whole upper body, really, but we'll bring the forearms down to the mat, the elbows under the shoulders, palms down, and then you can kind of slide the knees back a little bit and lower the hips so that your whole body is in one nice long line looking between the forearms. The knees can stay down on the mat, or you can lift the knees up we're going to hold our plank position for about 10 seconds. If you need to bring the knees back down or take a break, take a break. Holding and breathing, shoulders away from the ears. Here's 3, 2, 1. Good, take a little break. We're going to do that 2 more times, okay? So if you need to sit back, you can sit back. Or another option I like to do here is to bring the hips down to the floor, actually, and just gently lift the chest. Open the chest, and we'll feel that nice stretch. Move down into the belly, across the chest and down into the belly. All right, so we're going to do that plank 2 more times. You have the option, if you prefer to do plank from your hands, you can do plank from your hands. I'll stay on my forearms to begin. Okay, again, knees down or up. I'm going to keep the knees down so that I can show you the plank from your hands. You can always bring the hands under the shoulders. So again, we're going to hold for about 10 seconds. You can knees up or down. One long line, belly stays drawn in. Keep breathing. So you could be on your forearms or on your hands, holding for 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, so I'm going to bring the knees down first, and then come down to my forearms and get that nice stretch, open the chest. Shoulders back. Nice easy breath. You can even bend legs or stretch out the feet if you want. And we're going to do that plank 1 more time. Okay. From the forearms or from the hands, you decide. Okay. Line it all up. Continue to breathe. Even out that breath. Here comes your 10-second countdown. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. Come all the way down. Last little stretch like this. Good. Check in again with how you're feeling. We're going to come back to tabletop and return to that first exercise that we did, but we're going to add the opposite arm. So remember, we talked about working both sides of the body. It's good for both sides of the brain. So let's go ahead and bring the hands down to the mat and push away from the floor. Come back to your tabletop position and straighten that left leg back. So you have the option to come back to that little leg lift that we did before. Keep the hips level, keep the belly engaged. If you want a little more, again, the option is to raise the right arm, left leg, and hold that little kind of a pulse, and continue to breathe nice and long from the fingertips all the way back to the toes. And then we're going to pause, look down, and hold for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Perfect. Bring it both the hand and the knee back to the floor. If you want to take a little cat stretch in the middle, that should feel good. And then come back to your tabletop. Right leg stretches back. Okay. Again, you can start with that little leg lift. Add the left arm if you feel like you need more challenge. Here it is. So here's the little pulse, trying to keep everything level, strong, balanced. Continue to breathe for 4, 3, 2. Now pause here. Hold, reaching through the fingers and the toes. You've got this. Holding and breathing for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it back down. Nice. Let's do another little cat stretch. And then we'll come back to table and take the hips around in a circle. This is a nice stretch for the lower back, or nice release for the lower back. It should feel good for the hips as well. And then reverse the direction of the circles. And then come back to center. All right, let's go ahead and turn to our right side. I'm going to take this and just use it as a little cushion for my head here. And we're going to turn to our right side, stack the knees and the hips like this, legs and the hips. And keep the feet together, pull the navel in. Remember, our emphasis is here for today's class. And we're going to lift and lower that top knee. And let's try to do this slowly. Let's try to raise and lower for about a count of 4. And I find it helpful oftentimes to kind of coordinate the breath. So we inhale for 4, and then we exhale for 4 as we lower that knee. And it can be challenging to slow things down. Believe me, I know. We'll do it a couple more times. But again, it can be very effective, not only for the body, but also for your nervous system, for your mind, to bring about more clarity. We're going to take the knee up and hold it this time. Just pause. I want you to imagine that you've got a beach ball between the 2 legs here, between the knees, and just give it a squeeze. Pull that navel in a little more. Breathe. Here's 3, 2, 1. Slowly bring it down. Perfect. All right, let's turn all the way to our back. Let's take that towel again that we used before. Okay, I'm going to take that towel or blanket between the legs. I fold it in half. Create a little more resistance. The feet are flat, arms down, palms up or down. And let's just give that towel a squeeze. Just like we did before, as you pull the navel in, you'll feel the lower back against the mat. Let's squeeze and hold. Remember to breathe and then release it. Let's just do that 2 more times. So we're just giving it a squeeze, activating that core here in the middle. Big squeeze. Exhale. Beautiful. And release it. And we'll do it 1 more time. Big squeeze. Good. Notice if your feet stay on the floor as you squeeze. We want to try to keep our feet on the floor. And then the next exercise we're going to do is to keep that belly button pulled in. We're going to raise the hips up. So we're just going to move into a little bridge pose here. You can pause at the top, breathe in and out, and then slowly lower. Again, using the core, focus here on the center. So we'll just do that 2 more times, arms relaxed. Lift and hold. Squeeze that towel a little bit just for a little more intensity, a little more challenging. Last one, take your time. Slowly, slowly, slowly. Good. All right. I'll take the towel out and we'll go ahead and come to the left side. So I'm going to use this as a support. Okay. Hips are stacked and legs are stacked. Feet are together. That top knee is going to come up and down just like we did on the other side. Activate the core first. And remember, we're trying to do this one slowly, slow motion. If you like to even out the breath like we did before, inhale for 4. And exhale for 4 as you bring it down. We do this at our own pace, of course, but I'm just giving you some suggestions and things you find helpful you can do. It's important to do what resonates with your body, right? Do a couple more times at this pace. If you can, using the core, you'll feel the hips and legs as well, but the power comes here right from the center. 1 more time, open and close. Good, remember to breathe. Next time we open the knee, we're gonna hold it at the top. Hold it here, remember that beach ball between the knees. Give it a squeeze, pull that belly in a little more, breathe in and breathe out, holding for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly bring it down. Good, perfect. All right, we're gonna roll to our back 1 more time. And we're gonna do another little series or set here. Let's, before we do anything else, take the knees from side to side and just kind of feel that nice stretch in the hips. And you might feel in the lower back. Notice the difference too between both sides. Notice if one side feels more loose than the other, or they feel about even. Do it one more time each side. Bring the knees back to the center. All right. Let's come back to that breath that we did in the very beginning, where we can feel the expansion as we inhale. We just reconnect with the muscles in the core as we exhale, pulling the navel in. When we're on our back, you feel like a pelvic tilt as you do that. That's great. We'll do it again a couple more times. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Feel the expansion, maybe even in the belly. And then exhale, activate the core with that pelvic tilt. It's very subtle, but sometimes the most subtle things are the most powerful things, right? Do it one more time. And exhale. Okay. So we'll keep that belly drawn in. And let's straighten out the left leg to begin. Keep the right leg bent. Keep the right foot flat on the floor. Let's go ahead and sweep the right arm back, and we're going to add just a little bit of a leg raise with the left side, and left leg and right arm raised together. So you come, bring the right leg up a little or a lot. You decide what you want to do here. We'll take a breath here at the bottom and exhale to the top. Let's just do that a few times to see how it feels. Inhale and exhale. So basically it's a single leg raise. Again, power starts here to lift the weight of that leg up and down, reaching through the fingers. Let's do one more here to see how it feels, and hold that leg and the arm up. Good. Take one more breath, and then exhale really slowly down, a little more slowly than we did before. Good. Good control with that, right? And then relax at the bottom for a second. Good. If you want to take that leg that we were just moving and circle the knee around a few times. Both directions. Before we switch sides, we can take that leg, left leg, and cross it over the right leg, like this. And just feel that stretch in the hip. If you want a little more, you can bring the right foot off the floor and just hold the stretch for a couple of breaths. You can move around if you need to. Good, this is a great stretch for the hip. And you'll also feel it in the glute and lower back some. All right, then bring it down. And let's go ahead and uncross and switch sides. So we'll keep the left leg bent, left foot flat, right leg extends out. Right leg's out, left arm's back. Okay, so feel the length from fingertips all the way down to the bottom of your foot. And go ahead and add that raise with the arm and the leg. So again, we're just seeing how it feels. Your range of motion here. Inhale at the bottom, exhale to the top. Just slow it down a little bit if you can. Again, sometimes it can be the most challenging part is to simply slow it down. 2 more times. All right, this is the one we'll hold. Keep breathing. Do a nice stretch in the back of the leg as we're holding here. And take one more breath in. As we exhale, we'll lower slowly with that arm and that leg. Keep the belly button pulled in. Remember, we're working the core to do this exercise. Nice job. All right, just relax a little bit. Bring that right knee in and circle it a few times. And then you can reverse it. And then if you want to cross that right foot or leg over the opposite leg. And again, you can just hold it here. If you need more, you can bring it a little closer. And just again, checking in with how your body feels. Get that nice stretch for the hip. Awesome. Now we'll bring it back to the center, uncross the legs. All right, and let's do one more exercise. This time we're going to bring both knees in and rest the hands on the knees like this. We'll take both knees around in a circle a few times. This is just a great thing to do every day if you can, just for the lower back and the hips. And reverse it. All right, we're going to bring it back to center. And the next thing we're going to do is straighten the legs up toward the ceiling. I'm going to keep my hands here for support. You can do what you want to do here, but I do recommend a little support here. As we breathe in and out, let the shoulders relax away from the ears. Even though we use the hands for support, we don't want to tense up the upper body. We want our emphasis still here at the core. So keep the belly button pulled in. You'll feel the back against the mat. All we're going to do here is open and close the legs. So you could just keep breathing. Open and close the legs. And then we're going to take both legs about 1/3 of the way down. And pause. Keep that navel pulled in, core's engaged, and come back up. So let's try it again. Just open and close. Slowly, slow it down if you can. And then both legs about 1/3 of the way down. If you start to feel your lower back come off the floor, don't go quite so far with the leg raise. Okay, we're doing a double leg raise, and it's going to be a lot harder than doing one leg at a time. So we start with about 1/3, and if you need to shorten the range of motion, you do that. If you need a little more, you'll go a little further. Okay, so you might come halfway down. We're just going to do this a few more times at your own pace. I like the little open and close thing. It's good for the hips and the legs. And of course, the whole time we're using the core, especially here as we lower and raise. Let's just do it 2 more times. Slow it down. You can bring your legs a little lower if you feel your core, okay, as you do it. Working at your pace. This will be the last one. Double leg raise. Good, excellent. Hold the legs up for a couple of deep breaths. So again, feeling the body expand as you inhale, and then as you exhale, I just want you to think about releasing tension, letting go of stress. You want to circle the ankles or wiggle the toes while you're here. Wonderful. Give your feet some attention. Take another couple of deep breaths in before we come up to seated. This is a great posture for just for rejuvenation. Okay, to have the legs up like this. It redirects the flow, the blood flow, the circulation. It's great for circulation. Feel a nice stretch in the hamstrings. You can bend the legs when you're done. And we'll take the knees to one side and use that top hand to press up. Okay, slowly. Coming back to a comfortable seated position. Checking in one more time with how we're feeling. Notice that posture. Maybe you're sitting up a little bit straighter now. We've been working the core, which again is great for posture. And checking with those shoulders. Keeping that belly button drawn in just a little bit. Keeping awareness on the core as you move into the rest of your day. All right. Take the shoulders back and down a couple more times. And we'll take a nice deep breath in together to close our practice, reaching up on the inhale. And we'll exhale, bring the palms together, coming to a place of gratitude, honoring our body, our mind, and spirit. And I thank you so much for joining me. I hope you have a wonderful day.